Let's put all this stuff in, actually. That's good. That's good. Right, so, what have we got? Let's see what armies we have managed to... That is going to annoy me, that view. We have got a motorized army, which... Seriously, we can't fuel up from here? Should we spread out a little bit then? Should we get rid of some of these crap tank brigades? Should we make them into proper tank brigades? Because the only ones we really want was that one. So we have the manpower. But we don't have the other equipment. Yeah, we need the other stuff. But change it anyway, because those are terrible things. And this is in the French theatre. I want a really nice aggressive force for this. Who's got a good armour? He's quite good. We'll go with de Gaulle, I think. And let's get a nice... Who have we got in the way of field marshals? Now, these might change as things happen in the game. We actually have a choice of 4. Let's put him in. What's it offering? Defensive doctrine. I don't want that. This is not the field marshal I wanted. Let's... He might be useful for something else, though. Have I got no command points? Okay. We'll worry about that in a moment. The cavalry will want to be in this. I'm going to make this an offensive army anyway. And this one will be a very defensive one. So let's put a nice defensive general in. What's that? He's also a cavalry officer. I think we have a job for him. Philip Leclerc. Ah, he'll do. Infantryman. Oh, don't bother with that. We can't spend them yet anyway. So that's going to be my Italian front. Cavalryman. We're not going to have enough materials to run an awful lot of trucks and motorized infantry. So I'm going to have a cavalry army, which is going to be one of my more offensive forces to start with. Right, let's train everything up to get some points to spend on everything else. Those guys can do that. Train, 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 and train. Let's go. Yes, the Rhineland. The Germans have got it back. Hey, Mike, how's it going? Am I streaming late today? No, Mondays, I normally start at this time on Monday. It's a 5 o'clock start. I might bring it in line with the other days, but it's like I do it on an evening on Monday, so that catches a few viewers from North America who want to join in. It's generally, for a lot of people in North America, unless they're skiving at work like Tiger Faust is, they don't get to watch because they're busy during the day. And my afternoon streams are right in the middle of their days. But yes, my schedule is always a work in progress as we try and balance it. So that's the first thing done. Yeah, we want to improve research speed. And we're going to need some divisions. So it's going to be this. Can I get rid of... Did we not change this? Do I must have a load of... Who's this? I bet they're in this force, aren't they? Attention. Let's change that to just division to infantry, please. Was that... What's this one? Officer Corps? Ooh, this is new. What the hell is this? Is this where we had the Chiefs of Army and the Air Force and stuff? Right. Alright, I'm going to have to get my head around that as well, I can see. Just go back into recruit and deploy. Yes, we've got rid of those. Let's get rid of that so I don't get confused. Can't edit these, but I will need... I'll need at least 24 to go up there. So let's get 24 divisions in production. And that's going to tell me that I've got low manpower as well. Oh yes, this playthrough will be going on YouTube, definitely. Have I played Hitman? Not since a demo on my first PC years and years and years and years and years ago. But I haven't played the recent one. You lost taste? I hope... Is that... did you say you had a cold the other day, Mike? Because I hope that's not... I hope that's not COVID related. Actually, I saw one of the Hitman games was reduced on some platform as part of the Black Friday sales, and I was tempted to pick it up. It is COVID? Oh, goddamn, I hope you managed to recover from that fast. The dreaded COVID. Okay, so these lot don't need to be anything special. Let's put an infantry commander in. We'll not worry. Oh, what's this? Communists in government. The communist movement in France, fueled by broad dissatisfaction among the working class and radical trends among academics, has grown large enough to lead to the formation of several parties. After one of these gained considerable support in the current election, politicians in Parti Radical have started debating whether or not to seek their support in forming a government. Although they consider our democratic institutions to be little more than a bourgeois tyranny, they seem eager to make the changes they want to see through cooperating with the government rather than overthrowing it. We'll rather reform than revolution. So we get more communism. If I go for this, we lose stability. But I gain popularity of democracy. We don't want to go communist. I don't want to lose stability, so I'm going to go for that. But I think we were looking for an infantry commander here, weren't we? I think that's okay. I don't want that red bar to get too big. We're going to deal with that. Not that going communist would necessarily be too bad in this. Let's see what we've got this extra factory to spend on. Do you think I need trains? I definitely need trucks. At the moment, though, I just need infantry weapons. So let's get those first. And then support equipment is always low. But we need to build, like, everything. Absolutely everything. We're probably short on rubber. I need to get the aircraft sorted out. Yeah. It's going to be a pain in the ass. Let's see. Anyway, one step at a time. Let's kick this off. The Navy. Right, we've got that completed at least. So, do I really want to go straight to... What's this one? Modify inefficient economy by factory and dockyard output. That's a 10% bonus right there, which we could really, really do with. Banned communism. I lose stability, but they lose support daily. And it removes political violence. Again, that stability. I don't really want to take too big a hit to that. Because it reduces outputs of everything. But then riots definitely reduces outputs of everything. That'll help with stability. That'll help with the economy. Let's go for that. We need to get the factories working. Just see if supplies... Ugh. Supply is awful. We'll try and get that built. So what should we go for here? We'll go for some... Oh, I've got 3 bonuses for this, haven't I? That's going to be nice. We're going to go for dispersed industry in case there's any German bombing. I think we need to get the factories up as much as possible to start with. What I do need to then think about is... where we're going to build railways and stuff. We're going to need some supplies on the front line over here, aren't we? Oh, that actually covers there? Right, so let's put those on trucks. That's nice. Because areas like this are where the supply rules are going to really come into effect. And we're going to have to figure that out. And also, we're going to have to figure out if there's any railways which aren't up to scratch on there as well. Anyway, that's fine. So, we've got people training up, hopefully giving us some experience, but that's not enough. The political power is building very slowly. We've got some really knackered tanks. That's because I just switched the template over and there's not enough vehicles to go in them. We need to get a military theorist so that we've got a chance of actually modifying some templates before war kicks off. And it will kick off pretty quick. What's our template look like for the cavalry? Eesh, that's a bit low to start with, isn't it? It'll be enough for running across Africa. But that will be about it. The Navy. Let's take a quick look at the Navy. There should be everything here. Oh, I need to modify what's being built as well. All right, let's take out... We've got some nice light cruisers there. Let's form all the destroyers. 54. Okay, that's useful. That is useful. Let's go and put them in Bordeaux. And new theatre, because these are going to be our escorts here. Let's change the colour of this if we can. Something I can easily see. Yeah, I suppose yellow's okay. I think have they changed the hints of some of these colours? It looks a little bit different. And any old person will do for this. I don't think it matters, actually. Number of ships in the first contact. Retreat decision chance. Well, if they're going to be escorting, I don't need to be worrying about retreating. I don't need to worry about air controllers either. You're not going to be in charge of anything too important to you. You'll do then. And let's give them the shield. The shield of escortation. Let's change that so I can tell what it is. Ooh, we have a load of these guys that could do with leveling up. Right. I mean, these are going to be crap anyway. Let's just go to this and see what we're building down here. I don't want to build a load of ancient, outdated ships. We'll finish what we've started. These are going to be crap, aren't they? Okay. We're not going to bother. Not going to bother with those. I'm going to need more dockyards. These look like they might be worth it, though. And then we've got some big battleships as well. We definitely need more dockyards. This looks awful. Why was France in such a bad state in 36? When did they start rearming? Because I think they had a pretty big army by the time war actually kicked off. I do plan to make some mine-laying subs because they are very useful for controlling the Mediterranean. The French Navy, whilst it's big, I think it's going to be a little bit outdated at the start, but we shall see. I do like mine-laying subs, though. They are good fun. Maybe I won't go as heavy on them in this playthrough, I think. We've got the Royal Navy to help us out in the Med anyway, so that should be good. Let me just see. I won't upgrade any of those early destroyers. What else have we got there? All the submarines in one task force, please. 63 subs. That's nice. Let's go and put those. Should we put them in the Med? Do we have a big naval base? Yeah, all the subs can go to there. They might be worth upgrading. Because these are all... How many have I got? They'll all get sunk at the start of the war anyway. I think I need the dockyards for other duties at the moment. And then the big fleet. How many light cruisers do we have? We have like far too many big ships and not enough screening ships. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 light cruisers. Which is only enough really to fully screen one big ship, I think. Do you need 4 per 100% screening? Is it 4 or 2 per thing? I think I've always worked on 4 screening ships for each big ship. So I mean that's going to be like a very small attack fleet, but we'll do that anyway, and then we can add to it all light cruisers. They won't be very good. And what's left in here? So we're going to have 1 carrier and 1 massive battleship. Anyone will do. And they go in there. Thank you for the hydrate. Cheers. Right. Okay, let's kick that off. This is just to go and get training so we get some naval XP. Let's do, because the fuel situation is bad. Let's train up, let's put who's going to be good for a strike force? Retreat decision chance. Naval speed and damage, that's good. And positioning. This guy looks Francois Darlon. Let's put him in there. He can be a concealment expert. Enemy fleet size penalty. Visibility. Well, visibility is always a good thing to have. And a smoke screen specialist. I don't know if we want that. Do we want that? We can't have it anyway. Get him in training. Details. Construction 1. Should we go straight for construction 2? We've got a nice bonus for this. I think I'm going to go for it. Yeah, I'm going to go for it. Purely because we want the factories and everything else made on time. Right, off we go again. They're trained up. The tanks, they're suffering attrition just because they're in training, so it's nothing too much to worry about. Don't need to research doctrines anymore. You just get them with the Army, Navy, Air XP on the Officer Corps. Really? Ooh, let me just stop that. I hadn't appreciated that. Do we not have... We don't have that anymore. Okay, thanks, the Templar, for the heads up on that. So, we get them in this. Can we just change... If I wanted to change over to this, for example... Doctrine... Does this... Oh, does this cost experience now? Is that how it works? Wow, okay. That's going to be hard to change because unless they've changed the rate of Army XP gains, that's going to be hard to change at the start of the war. Maybe that's a good thing, so that countries go in with basically how they would have gone into the war initially anyway. Interesting. I'm going to change. I've never liked the Grand Battle Plan Doctrine particularly much. And we could go mobile warfare. I always like mobile warfare. It's good. But I think the French... I think the superior firepower for the French. I think we're going to go with that. It's a good tree anyway. And I like the idea of big cannons. Napoleon was all about his big artillery. And the French were big on it in World War I. So let's go for the guns. It is a cool game, isn't it, Mike? I agree. Yeah, we need to get that theorist in. Is going to have to be my first pick, I think, in government when we get the XP for it. Or the political points, I should say. We're going to need a lot of that, because I need to modify the templates a little bit to get something usable on the front line. Let me see. Economic devolution. I might regret going down this line. But that's going to help the factories. If I get the rights of man, I can then very quickly... Should I go for intervention in Spain? It's not necessarily a great thing to do, but if we don't want the bad guys to win in Spain, they're going to need... The good guys are going to need... Well, I don't know if there is good guys, but anyway, the not-so-bad guys are going to need all the help they can get. It's only 35 days. We don't need to support the Finns just yet. What's that one? Military factory construction speed plus 5%. That would be useful at the moment. Industrial research speed. I mean, that's all nice stuff. We definitely need that. I'm going to do this. I'm going to poke my nose into the Spanish Civil War, but whether I can get there in time to make a difference is going to be interesting. We can probably send some air volunteers. Because I don't know if it's the case now with this expansion, but since I got La Resistance, the Spanish Civil War kicks off. After a while, there's this breakaway faction that takes this bit, and it always stiffs the Republicans every single time. What should we go for? We could go for that. Is there anything else I urgently need to get? Alright, let's get it whilst we've got bonuses for it anyway. Decisions available. Anything of any value. Raids. I don't think we want to raid anything. Grow rubber plantations in Madagascar. Yes, that would be good, but I can't afford the factories. I'm not dismantling the Maginot Line. Was that something about the Olympic Games? Also, the intelligence agency. I'm going to burn 5 factories for 1 month. And we're going to get this created. with... that looks very French. Let's go for that. The Deuxième Bureau. Think I'll get enough XP for the templates in the Spain Civil War? I hope so. Let's see how this is going to work anyway. So that's that. Do you know what? I am gonna try and storm on with this because I want these things in place. Coordinate rearmament. Some of them anyway. And also it will eventually lead to strengthen the government. Is that just weak? Is that just an improvement in stability? I mean, that's nice, but... Oh, that removes the disjointed government. Okay, right, okay, I definitely want to go for that then. Right, okay, that does help me with my decisions a little bit. We are going to power down some of those. So we've got supply problems everywhere. Base is in very low supply. Where? Is it talking about these? Northern France. Is it going to show me which one? I mean, that doesn't look like a problem to me. Is it talking about the one that's highlighted? Does it mean areas? We'll figure that out as we go. Makes you wonder what the French would have made if they were not taking out World War II too soon. What tank ships, aircraft would they have made? Well, it's interesting because the French had one of the best tanks, or the most dangerous tanks, I should say, at the start of the war, the B-1 Heavy. It was one of the most well-armoured and well-armed tanks, and the Germans actually had real trouble knocking them out. The trouble was that the French, I don't think they had enough of them, but also they weren't terribly reliable, and the French generals just didn't use their armour as well as they could have done, which was a shame, but the B-1 tanks were nasty things, and the Germans actually used them mostly for training purposes and stuff afterwards, but I think some of them were re-equipped as flamethrower tanks, and they would be nasty things. Right then, we've got that. We're going to recruit our first spy. Not that we have a huge use for it at the moment, or need for it, I should say. And at some point we're going to have to start building forts as well, but we do need some military factories in the offing for that. Oh, great, we're going through that now. Great, so we've got that supply dump should have... Yes, it's done. It's still not great for this region, but it's better. Hang on, if I change that to trucks... There, supplies should be absolutely fine throughout the Alps now. How many trucks do I need for that? Okay, I think I need more, and we're losing some to attrition. Interesting. Let me have a look at the Spanish Civil War, actually. So, let's recruit an operative first. Master interrogator. Is anyone... Infiltration effectiveness, infiltration risk. That sounds good. This is an infiltrator. We'll go for an infiltrator. René Joyeuse. I don't have a particular job. Unless we go... Should we set up an intel network in Germany? Should we do that? I don't think that matters right now, does it? We'll leave you on counterintelligence for the time being. I don't want to waste too many civilian factories building up the depots, the intelligence bureaus, I mean, for this. Because we need to get the army sorted out first. But let's go and take a look in Spain now. So if I go to... We're not allowed to send volunteer forces. What happened to that? What was that focus? What did that give me the rights to then? Unlocks intervention in the Spanish Civil War decisions. Is this here? Oh, here we go. Intervention in the Spanish Civil War. Oh, but it's using political power. Let's have a look. Allow covert intervention. Wow, that's a massive stability. Allow non-military aid. Is this new? Because I haven't seen this before. Man, if I do this, the stability hits are huge. Allow volunteer work. All parties in the Spanish Civil War will gain manpower based on the relative strength of their respective ideology in France. It could be, yes, just because I'm a democratic country. I thought we might be able to send aircraft over. That's probably the case. Anyway, I've not seen this before, so that's interesting. Can send... This sets the rule, can send volunteer forces, does it? Oh, okay. Allow covert intervention. Send volunteers tension limit, minus 90%. Should we play with that? I think we'll play with that. I'm going to hit a stability. Yeah, go on. I'm going to do this because I want to play with this. Will I ever play a mod like World War One? I don't know. I'm not against playing mods. It feels enough like a World War One game anyway, with the way the AI handles infantry assaults and front lines. So with that in action, I can now send volunteers. My stability has dropped like a brick. That's awful. Okay, well, I'm going in. How many can I send? I can send 4 in total. And we can send air volunteers. Right, let's cancel that. Because we'll do both. So I need to make a little army of 4. What should we send? We could send a couple of infantry and some tanks. The cavalry is probably too weak to do much in the way of attacking, but it would gain some decent experience. I don't have enough XP to add some artillery to that yet. Yeah, the fuel system. I mean, I can soon get some fuel for tanks. I'm only going to be sending 2 of them. If we go for trade, it's because I've got the ships. Let's do that. Because I've got aircraft and ships on training. Right, cancel all pilot exercises. They are off. We're going to be sending probably some bombers. And let's also cancel... Where's my big fleet? Which is the one that's in training, that one. Cancel that. So with all those cancelled, does that update the oil situation? I don't think I can get around the fact that I need to trade for oil. No, I'm going to give away those factories. I'm going to regret it, but I'm going to give away the factories. Free dockyards? Early cruisers. Okay, well, finish these things off. What we're going to do. Old World Blues is a good one. I think I'm going to send... Let me pull 2 infantry out of the line. You've got 3 in there.